Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Speed of Grades. In previous class, we talked about primary key and foreign key. So in today's class, we will talk about database models, that how many models are there and which of them we used. So let's start our topic. In today's class, we will talk about a database model defines a logical design and structure of a database and defines how data will be stored, accessed, and updated in a database management system. While the relational model is the most widely used database model, there are other models too. First one is hierarchical model, second one is network model, and third one is entity relationship model, and fourth one is relational model. So nowadays we use relational model. Most used model is relational model, and a database model defines the logical design and the whole structure of database, and it will define that how we will store the data, access our data, and update our data in a most efficient way. So let's see a relational model. This model was introduced by E.F. Code in 1970, and since then it has been the most widely used database model. In fact, we can say the only database model used around the world. So the database hierarchical model, network model, and entity relationship model. Hierarchical model and network model were used in between 1960s and 70s. They were used mostly used, but now after 1970, the relational model, when relational model was introduced, it was the most used database model after that. After that, in this model, data is organized in two-dimensional tables and the relationship is maintained by storing a common field. We used primary key and foreign key for that relationship model. We created two different tables and we used we used ID of both of them, and we stored in a third table, which was a relationship table. So if you have seen my previous tutorial, in that you can see that I have created two different tables and I have created the third table in which I have created a relationship between two different tables by using a common field, that was ID. So the basic structure of data in the relational model is tables. We create tables and we create relations in tables. All the information related to a particular type is stored in rows of that table. All the information, like we have columns, in columns, different columns, we have different data, we have rows, we insert different data in that information in that. Hence, tables are also known as relations in relational model. So the table we created in the last, that was that was for the relation of two different tables, is called as relations. In the coming tutorials, we will learn how to design tables, normalize them to reduce data redundancy, and how to use structured query language to access data from tables. So the things that are repeating continuously, like if we have a table of students and their departments, so we will write a lot of students have one department, and in one department there are a lot of students. So we will have to write, for example, we are writing one student Alex, and we are writing his department as computer science. We will write another student, and that student's department is computer science also. So we are writing the computer science department again and again, again and again, and that is consuming our space. So we just do that. I will talk about normalization in the next tutorial, so it will be clear to all of you that how we can reduce data using normalization. Okay, so here is the example of relational model. I have cleared all the things in previous tutorial about this. I have created tables in SQL and implemented that in SQL. How we use that, how we create relations in SQL, make sure to watch the previous tutorial. So in this here you can see we have student table, and another as a teacher table. Okay, so and the third table we have created subject and subject, student ID and subject ID and marks. Okay, so we are here in the third table, we are assigning the marks of students. So if we write the name of the student directly and write the marks of that, so how we would know that which of the subject is econ, becon, secon, whatever here the names are written, how we will know the subject. So we have to create a third table in which we will here you can see the student ID 1, that is econ. So and his subject is 1, subject ID 1. Here you can see subject ID 1, and subject name is Java. So his marks in Java are 98. So here you can see 1 and 2 relation. Student number 1 have relation with subject 2. Okay, student 1 is same, and there is another subject of that student, that is C++. So we have created the relation and we have assigned him a marks. So that is how it is useful. We can make two different tables. In this we have written all the subject names, and in this we have written the name of the students, and in third table we have written the name. In this some of the students, here you can see that if the third student is not studying in C++, Java, or any of the subjects, so the space will be consumed here. There will be a null values here. So that is how it is useful, and we will do normalization, and that it will also be cleared to all of you. So I will talk about this in detail in a Excel sheet, in that I will create different tables. So let's see. So now in this you can see that I have created a table of a shop. Okay, in which this is product ID, this is product name, this is product price, this is consumer name, consumer address, and this is customer name and customer quantity. So here you can see there are multiple null spaces here, 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 here. There are no products, and we have only a consumer name and address, and we have products and customer name, consumer name and address, but there is no any customer here. So these are the null spaces here, and there is multiple repetition also here, because you can see stationers are repeating here, here also, here also. Here you can see ramen stationers are written multiple times, book depot it also written multiple times. So it is repetition here. So in how we will create a relational table of this, first of all you should try yourself. After that, you will continue to my video. So what will we do? We will create a different table of products and its price. Okay. So here, let's paste here. Okay. So here we have a product table. Now we will create a table of consumer. Okay. So here I will write the table of consumer. And now we will create another table of customer here. Okay. So we have created three different tables. Okay. Okay. Let's highlight them. Okay. So this one is product table, this one is consumer table, and this one is customer table. So in this you can now what will we do? We will see if something is repeating or not. If something is repeating, we will write it in only one time. So here you can see stationers is written 2 times, so we will delete this. Okay. And what is another? Here it is repeating. Okay. It is also repeating. So we will write only one thing one time, so that we can get rid of repetition. Okay, we will write here. Now in this you can see we have removed the repetition and we have written the Samsung store stationers Raman stationer only one time. Here you can see there is multiple repetition of consumer's name, and there is also null space. So here we have got rid of null spaces and repetition. And this you can see there is these null spaces, so we will cut them. Okay, what we will do, we will delete the null spaces. Okay. Okay, so this is our customer name and quantity. And this here you can see this column is null, there is not any record here. In the product table you can see there is not any repetition here. So will I do? Add this record here and delete this. Okay, so we have removed the repetition here. Now in this we know that pen is bought by Ahmed and the quantity is 3, and who is the consumer. So in this we know that all the data, but now after creating different tables we do not know that who bought the pen, who bought the razor, who bought the duster, and we do not know that what are the products of stationers, what are the products of book depot, what are the products of Samsung store, and we do not know the customer Ahmed, what this customer bought. So we have to create a relations for this, okay, by using a one common field, and we will create a one common field of id, product id. In this you can see we have product id, but in customer, consumer, in this we have not any common field. What we will do, we will create a common field in this with consumer id, consumer id. Okay, we will write 11121314 in this customer id. Okay, 21, 22, 23, and 24 and 25. So here you can see, you can, if there is another customer, you will write the id, and here you will write the customer name, and in this you will write the quantity, and simply you will create a relation of that in the next table. Okay, so now we assign the ids to every table. Now we will create another table, and that we will create a relations of them. So we will first create a relation of product and consumer. Okay, so what will we do, we will write the who, which of them is supplying pen, which of them is supplying marker, eraser. So you'll write id. If we are talking about pen, so we will write id of pen. Here you will write the id of the store that is supplying that particular product. So we will write 11. So the pen's consumer is Samsung store. It might be possible that pen is supplied by stationers also. So you will write one again, and you will write the consumer name. Okay, so you will create a relation. Okay, this is a relational table. This is called a relational table. Here you will write the product id. Okay, and here consumer id. Okay, and this is our table, relational table. This is called a relational table. This in we okay, we name this table as product and consumer. Okay, so you'll write a name that is that we know that what this table actually means. Okay, so here we have created the relation of product and consumer. We will create, so there is not any relation of consumer directly to the customer's relation is to products. Okay, so you, what will you do, you will write customer and product relation. Okay, and you will, here you will write um, you will write customer id, and this you will write product id. Okay, so you will write id of customer. So here Ahmed id 21. What Ahmed bought, Ahmed bought a pen, so you will write one. So in this you will write another 21. Ahmed bought a razor also, you will write 3 here. Okay, so again Ahmed bought colors also, so you will write 8 here, as the id of colors is 8. So this is the thing we called as relational model, and this is a basic thing. And we created a relations in SQL also. You have to see the previous tutorial. It will be clear to all of you that how we can create a relations in SQL server. In that I have explained each and everything, how to implement that, how to write code, and So that was all about this. I will talk about normalization in the next tutorial. This is all similar things. There is not that much difference in this. Normalization is same as this. So we will talk about that in next tutorial with a detailed example. I hope you like my video. So make sure to subscribe my channel and share it to everyone else. I will see you in the next tutorial with the topic normalization. Thank you.